Man, let's go back a little bit because I mean, like I said, my first introduction to Dougie D was, of course, with Trey and Zero and
Right,
Tasman. Y'all
right,
did the
right,
Gorilla
bro.
Mob
Right.
Rise album, but tell me what you were doing before you even got with Gorilla Mob and y'all did the album and everything.
Man, I was out here in these damn streets.
You from Mo City or what?
Yeah, Mo
Okay,
City,
yeah, yeah.
Richmond, bro.
Richmond,
And
yeah.
I from back and forth from there in the West, man. We was going back and forth. I started out right there in Richmond on East Ridge Creek, going to Richmond Elementary. I went to Briargate Elementary too. For 1 year, I had Miss Fisher was my teacher. She used to pull niggas' ears and shit. But yeah. Then I ended up going to Dulles. Then I ended up going back to Welch. Then back to McCullough and to the Ridge. But then back to the Dub, right there in Cobblestone, pump a crack. You know what I'm saying?
How early did you get into hustling and all that?
Ooh, man, that was 12 years old, man.
No
Yeah,
shit.
that happened when I was 12, man. Cause shit, like I say, mama and pop split up, and shit, it was like
So it was just you and your mom, or you had
me, my
siblings, or
mom,
what?
and my sister. You know what I'm saying? They had mom and pop split up. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm older, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker fall out of love with each other, whatever the hell may be the case. But at the end of the day, like I say, uh, it was me, mom, and my sister, and shit. I know how to read. I know what eviction note is. Motherfucker say you got 30 days to pack your shit and get out. I know what that shit mean. I had a little homeboy. I had a little homeboy stayed in the apartment across the street from where I was staying in Stafford Run. A little homeboy, he was like, showed me like these is rocks. He used to have them inside of a tennis ball. Like this crack, they buy them. This one for 10, this one for 20 and shit. And shit, he showed me that shit, man. And
And y'all all around the city, y'all all both 12 years old?
about 12, he was about 13 or so.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was 12. This nigga showed me, like, motherfuckers that he sell that shit too. He be having them in the tennis ball, throwing up against the wall and shit. Somebody come by, he'll give it to him. So I sat out there with that nigga, used to watch him do that shit. Then I jumped down and started doing that shit. And then I couldn't tell my mama, like, I'm selling motherfucking crack. So I'd be like, mama, look what I found. Look what I found. You know what I'm saying? After doing that shit a few times, mama like, motherfucker, you ain't finding the rent all the goddamn time. So she ended up going finding my old man. Was like, you gotta take your son, man. This nigga out here
Wow.
in these streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, shit, I don't know what you doing that for. Like, I'm doing this shit now. She said, fuck all that. You finna go stay with your daddy. Me and my sister wanna go stay back with my daddy.
What side of town was he on?
Back on Dub.
On Dub, okay.
That's when I had to start going back to Welch. Well, that's when I started going to Welch from Dulles. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that didn't do shit because you put me back in the Dub, in the Braeswood Harbor. I was doing the same shit over there, hooked up with my homeboy Damon. You know what I'm saying? And then it started really going down then. But I ain't gonna lie, my old man was a little more stricter though, so I really couldn't just fuck around like that with him at 12 and 13 at that time then. You know what I'm saying? Then we ended up moving back to the Mo. I was going to Welch and shit. So by the time I had chilled out and shit then, cause you know what I'm saying, my T, like I said, she made me go stay with my pops, and she went and checked herself into a shelter. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna stop, I'm gonna make you stop. I'll go check myself into a shelter before I let you get out here and get locked up and lose your life selling drugs. So that's what my mama did, man. She found my daddy and went to go stay with my daddy and my stepmom. And shit, my mom wanna check herself into a shelter. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna hustle no more. So I ended up fucking around again on the Dub, but like I say, my pops was kind of strict. He was a boxer too. That nigga had hands, hands, and that nigga 6'3", 200 some pounds. I ain't fucking with that nigga like that, man. I ain't fucking with that nigga like that. So I got over there, I mind. I went to school and did what I did, but I still fucked around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And he knew, because at the end of the day, my mom and my daddy knew what they gave birth to. They both was hustlers. And my daddy, like, if he did fuck with any drugs, he never let me see it. But that nigga always worked. Like, my daddy, that nigga used to ride a bike from the Bray to Sugarland Middle School to go to work.
Damn.
Yeah. They a working ass nigga. That nigga believed in work. He believed in working and taking care of family. Shout out to my daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? That nigga believed in working and taking care of his fucking family. So that nigga did that. He used to ride a motherfucking bike till they got him a car. And shit. That's what that nigga did. But like I say, I had to chill out over there fucking around because that nigga there, he gonna fuck something up. So we ended up moving back to the Mo and going to McCullough and shit.
You move in with your mom when you come to the Mo?
No,
With
my
your dad? Oh, your
pops,
dad moved to the Mo.
he
Okay.
he moved back to the Mo, to our house. And we shit. By the time I got 16 over there, I started working and shit. But I was hustling again though. Now I'm working and hustling, and by this time, I start fading away from school, and shit.
Are you rapping any at this time?
Yeah, well, at school we was rapping and shit. That's really where the birth of that Gorilla Mob shit started. At Willow Ridge High School. That's where Gorilla Mob actually started, man. Like, it used to be a bunch of us at that whole who could rap and shit. Like, I used to be on the back of the bus beating with a pen and a lighter. Me and the homie Tori Hughes, Nelson Hughes, Archie, you know what I'm saying, Lil E, Bosie B, R.I.P. Bosie, Jim Anthony, like, I you know what I'm saying, Ridgemont, all the Ridgemont niggas. You know what I'm saying? We on the back of the bus, freestyling and flowing and shit. But at the schoolhouse, then you had like the other niggas from the other hoods, the homies, you know what I'm saying, like from Quill Run, Briargate, Hunters Glen and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you had some of the homies from there, like you had Dice and all them boys, like you had the faculty, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the faculty, man, R.I.P. Malik, you know what I'm saying? Big homie, Lil V, Water, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we was all jamming street military.
Yeah.
Shit, them the OGs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Free Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? Shout out KB, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Nut, you know what I'm saying? Like, them the OG homies. So we growed up jamming them niggas. And then, like, we had one of the other homies named T-Ray. He had ended up going to the penitentiary. It'd be a lot of niggas, like, I'ma dead that shit right now. I'ma dead that shit right now. It be niggas talking shit about T-Ray. From what I know about T-Ray was a real nigga. We're at the Ridge.
Who is T-Ray?
He one of the homies, man.
Okay.
Tremaine, don't quote me on this. It's been a lot of years since I seen the nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I believe his name was like Tremaine or some shit like that. But
Yeah.
T-Ray for
T-Ray
sure.
was one of y'all homies who was around at that time. Yeah.
At the Ridge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That nigga, like, he was in on that Gorilla Mob shit with Zero, you know what I'm saying? And like, some of the homies at the schoolhouse.
So Gorilla Mob was more so like a crew. Y'all weren't really a group. It was like, shit, this me and my partners.
Yeah,
and we the Gorilla Mob.
And Willow Ridge, it was just like a crew of niggas, like really, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna lie. That's what it was.
Donnie Houston.